We're here tonight, slightly later than scheduled, just getting everything organised. It's race 2. We are at the Formula 1 night race of Singapore for a 50% race, just after our short qualifying. My name's Webbo, I'm your lead commentator, and with me tonight is one of the team members who is not driving, Branch. Welcome, Branch.
Hello.
Hey, so great to have you here. Thank you very much to Sparks, who's already let us know that it's dry, so we will have one less factor to worry about tonight with regard to the weather, which is good, because I didn't fancy anybody's chances in the rain here. Tom HC. Tom is first one out the pits, and Tom's inclusion in Formula C is causing quite a stir. Expectations are incredibly high with him.
Yeah, I was actually trying to get him on my team because he told me he was like top 500 in time trial for every track, and I was like, oh, you can race for me, but then I talked to him just about a day too late. So,
Okay.
He's rather quick though.
All right, well, we're going to get going. We'll run you through some of the teams as we see them. I see Cyan Racing here that Tom's driving for have possibly changed their colours slightly, just sort of dulled down the cyan colour. And Branch, you were telling me that you've made a couple of changes to your livery as well.
Yes, we have. Neither of my drivers have exited the pits yet, but we have a new livery. So when it's out, we'll be able to see that.
Awesome, because it was getting a little bit confusing last week as we just work everything out.
Yeah. You know, first week it was bound to be just something was gonna happen, but as this gets, I feel like as this gets going, it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's another chance to see these liveries in the night race. So I think the colours are going to look a little bit different as well.
I'm excited as it gets darker to see what they'll look like.
So our first race was won by Dawidek for BMW Sauber. Dawidek won a race and then exited the league, sadly. But they've been able to get a replacement in time. So Julian, I think, joins that team. Storm came second that time as well for the same team. We will just join Tom as he makes his first attempt here. Branch, tell us where he's going right or wrong.
Alright, well, this first section of corners was pretty difficult to get right. He got it pretty good, yeah. He already looks like he walked in. Hug really tight to the left side so you can throw it into this corner. You got to be really careful with that curb. If you have too much gas going into it, you can absolutely spin out. And then the longest straight of the track leads down to this left-hander.
Oh, that was
another
late.
Curve that you have to be very careful of. And into the very tricky second sector. Just lots of corners. None of them are the same. All of them suck.
Yeah, difficult to know where you are sometimes if you lose focus.
Over the bridge now, to the hairpin.
Well, that's perfect, isn't it? Yeah.
It's really locked up right now. This is just his first lap as well.
Yeah.
Down the straight onto the right-hander. A lot of exit here. You can really kind of carry a lot of speed. Tricky braking zone right there. You have to be turning left while also braking at the same time.
Oh, invalidates. Yeah.
Oh man.
So really just grabbed too much of that curb. So he's going to have to reset and go again.
Yeah, that is one of the trickiest turns on this track, because it looks like you could take a lot of curb, and you kind of do have to take a lot of curb, but he obviously took too much right there.
Yeah. So he didn't decide it was worth coasting around and going again. He's gone in for another set of tyres, so obviously wanting to push to the max here. Just looking at Beetle going third on mediums. Julian has got a provisional pole there on the soft tyres for BMW Sauber. Their livery is unchanged, and we've got Monarch in my favourite livery so far, in Versace Couture. Yes. It's very tasteful. Zonic, one of our editors, in this very nice black carbon and neon green Atlas Racing team. So this is very cool. He's managed to get in fourth. Korn has gone. Remind me this team. I've forgotten this team now.
Yeah, it's a team. Oh, Sparks is in the wall. Is he out?
Let's take a look.
I don't think he's out.
It's pointing the wrong way.
Yeah.
Sparks is Audi, isn't it? Audi have gone for a little bit more black in their colour scheme. This does feel a little bit more Audi to me as well. So very nice. Okay.
Sparks, fortunately, in the wall. I think he must have damage. Obviously, he's gonna have to limp that back to the pits.
Yeah. Here is Pinty. Pinty Racing. So this is moving chicane. So this is your new livery. This is kind of cool.
Yes. Yeah, streamlined. It's got some racing stripes down the middle.
Very nice. So let's see where this lap launches Pinty on his first attempt.
All right.
So P8. Yeah. So he's got a safe banker in. He can now afford to start pushing hard.
Yeah, Pinty, he doesn't have too much pace, but I'm hoping he can be a little bit more reliable in terms of just finishing the race. I've talked to him. I believe he's going to finish this race this time, as long as he doesn't crash out. So
you haven't forgotten last week then?
No, I'm over it. I just made sure that he knows not to do that again.
Yeah, because of course, for anybody joining us new to Formula C, this race series that we are leading at the moment and pioneering has points for every finisher, so it's always worth finishing the race. It doesn't matter how slow you are. The idea is to make the team aggregate results the key differentiator here. It's teams of 3 drivers driving 8 races each in a 12 race championship. So we are trying this out, and so far so popular, I think. Drivers enjoying the challenge and liking the ability to move in and out of their seats, I think.
Yeah, it helps a little bit because there's every driver has certain tracks on this game that they're good at, certain tracks that they're not good at. So it helps to kind of say oh, you know, I'm not very good at this track. I'll let some of the guys that are better on my team take this one, so that it just gives every team a chance to score as many points as possible. And it's a very interesting setup. So yeah,
this is for the avoidance of any doubt. This is Team CLES1FCR2 eSports with Willans, the sort of mustard yellow and dark blue. Willans coming through here.
I don't know how I feel about the livery.
That's a nice time. So a P6 for him on that lap round. Lankavas, this is Blaze Motorsports. This team suitably coloured in yellow, orange, and maroon. Yeah, these liveries look very different under the Singapore lights.
Yeah, I really like the way that the game makes them look. That is one thing that F1 2020 did do well, is the lighting at Singapore is really nice.
Yeah. I can tell you from personal experience, this is tremendously tough physical conditions. I went to the race and I walked the track, and I had to stop at a bar halfway round because it was so hot and I was exhausted. So
yeah,
it's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the drivers don't have to worry about the physical deterrence of this race, but even without that, it's still probably the second hardest track on the game aside from Monaco.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're not getting any rain. If it was raining, it would absolutely be the hardest. But
right.
Just keeping it dry allows the drivers to have a little bit more freedom.
Here comes Lankavas with Blaze, just about across the line into P3. Yeah, very nice time from Lankavas there, getting over his disappointment at the weekend. Let's hope he can avoid the safety car today.
Well, something that's interesting about this track is that you can tell who practiced, you can tell who didn't practice, because this track requires your attention.
So have you been able to do any 50% races at this point at Singapore and tried out some strategies? P3 for Ditton. Okay.
I have not done much strategy testing here, so I'm not really sure what kind of tire strategy we're going to see. I believe this is somewhat of a two-stop race.
But I'm not.
I'm not 100% certain.
So Matthias has joined us in the chat. He's delaying studying for a maths test because his friend Pinty's racing. So good on you, Matthias. Yeah, I can't give you any form of assistance with maths. It's probably my strongest weakness. So yeah, he's here to cheer on Pinty and your team, Branch. So good to have the fans building already for this championship. Let's check out Tom again, because I think Tom started his fast lap again. He's down at the longest semi-straight, puts in a 34-second first sector. Let's see if he just is a slightly less greedy with those curves this time around.
Yeah, he still looks pretty locked in as of right now.
Okay. Julian is a long way clear of the rest of the field with that pole position time, Branch.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Wow. So, see if there's a challenger.
So, I mean, there's certainly talk that Tom would be a fairly good challenge. So we'll stick with his lap and check it out, and then we'll join Julian on his next lap when he goes round.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the rather quick drivers in Formula C haven't put in the lap yet.
He wasn't any more shy on that apex than he was the lap before, so he's very committed across these curbs.
You have to be committed at a track like this if you want to have a good lap time. He's really committed right now. He's going into the pits again.
He's coming in. Wow, he's not happy with that. So we have to wait, and that he's keeping us waiting.
Pricey's on a lap if you want.
Yeah, just watching the Pricey here. So this is his debut in the championship, because his other two teammates took the seats last time. Lightning's here supporting Ash, his teammate. Ash certainly not afraid to get his elbows out in the Celeritas League so far, but this is a race where that's not going to end well. This is a race I think that caution will reward you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much aggression we see from drivers today, especially with the dry conditions. We could expect to see just a little bit more aggression, but... Oh!
Pricey just rubs the wall there. He hasn't invalidated, but it's going to cost him some time. Yeah. He is on mediums after all, so it's not like super... He's going to go ahead.
He's going to finish it.
Yeah. Which I think is sensible. A P8, so a P8 on mediums, that's a sensible banker to keep going.
It looks like he might be going for a second flyer, because he's still racing.
Yeah. Let's check in some other races that we haven't seen yet. It's Korn in the CLES1FCR2 eSports team, touring incredibly slowly right now, so we won't necessarily pay a lot of attention to him. Beetle is in the pits. Willens is out there. What about Ivan? Ivan's just invalidated Branch, so nothing happening for him at the moment. Sparks in the Audi.
Not expecting much from Ivan because he just joined the team, I believe, just a little bit over 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
So
Ivan was one of the drivers who had one of the best races in Spa. That certainly sticks out in my mind. He was very, very skillful with his race win at Spa, so we'll see. Here comes Sparks. Sparks at the centre of a bit of controversy over the weekend, so perhaps hoping to stay out of trouble, or perhaps enjoying the notoriety. I don't know.
Oh, is it because of the Division 2 race? Or something up in Division 2?
I think it was the Division 1 race. I think he reserved for Division 1. Yeah, so anyone watching along, go back and watch the highlights or the full stream and find out what happened. Welcome to BMW Oversteer, Oosterveer, who is one of our other editors, and Aspects here. So all the editors are in the house tonight, Branch.
Nice. That's it together.
So Spark's still on an outlap at the moment. I wonder if, as Tom got going, he's just leaving the pits. Julian's on his outlap.
As if he needs another outlap.
Right, indeed. Let's hope it was. Yeah, he can push that now, and we can actually see some fireworks from him.
Sparks is on his lap right now, and he's one of the quicker drivers in Celeritas. He's in Division 3, but he's been pretty quick compared to the Division 3 drivers, and he even did pretty well in Division 2. Obviously, he was out on the first lap, but his qualifying pace was really strong.
Yeah. We'll see if it was a track that suited him, or whether it's underlying pace around Singapore. This is the test. You know, I really think this sorts the correct order of a reactive driver. This track, it's
it's gonna test everything. It's gonna test just about everything you know about racing. He's running into some traffic now. I don't know if both of them are flying laps. It looks like they might be. And that, oh no, Shay's gonna back off.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an interruption for Sparks, wasn't it? What do you do about setup here? You full downforce and swallow the drop in top speed round the straights?
No, there's only really one straight that you can pass at, and it's one in the first sector.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible idea to just take all the downforce you need as he invalidates right at the end of the lap.
There he goes. That heartbreaking from him. Let's look at Julian, because Julian's he's a second under his time in Sector 1 branch.
Wow. That's fast, man.
Yeah. He could select reverse and probably still get pole at this point. Wow. Let's just see what we've got. We've got one of Ben Watson's fans joined us. I'm not going to mention that that's a bad idea. Join in and enjoy the racing. Find a new driver to support tonight. I don't suppose you go wrong with Julian at the moment. Oh, he's lost a big chunk of time in Sector 2, down to just 1/10 under now.
I didn't notice him losing any particular time. It's just he was probably just so fast the first time that
rubs the wall slightly. Yeah. There's talk of this sequence of 4 corners being lost from the race the next time the circus goes to Singapore, to not go under the stadium in that way. So,
I mean, I would love to see some. Oh, and he just barely doesn't improve his time.
Very close.
SJ fast racing, excuse me, is out. I don't know if he was off the track.
Okay. Yeah, he's gone and put in a relatively safe time at the moment. Just following along with Tom here. See what he's got relative to Julian in the final sector at the moment. So easy to make a mistake and end up brushing a wall here.
Right now, it's looking like it's going to be a one-horse race unless we can see something from Tom here.
Yeah, it still requires a lot of focus to stay with everything. Here comes Tom. So Tom has made this look respectable. So he gets a P2 with a 33.6. So it doesn't look like quite the Gulf we had before, and that's in the ballpark of being able to stay with Julian. He only got 1 time lap in, but it was enough. Monarch is invalidated. He comes round. Isn't going to improve there.
Pricey's on his lap.
Yeah.
Just finishing.
Let's have a look at Pricey. Most of our drivers have finished. Korn is looking very respectable on those mediums.
Pricey.
Whoa.
3rd.
So P3 for Pricey with a 34.2. Again, a big difference between him and Monarch in 4th. So plenty of places for people to make up room. Beetle's not going to improve. One Blood's gone in the pits. Willens is sitting in the pits, and I think that might be our grid. Yeah, no one else is going to improve from there. So pretty astonishing pace from Julian. So the hype was real.
Oh, he's still on a flying. Oh, never mind. He's not on the flying. Yeah, he's quick. I mean, you can't argue with 6/10 ahead of 2nd place.
Absolutely.
And there's 2 seconds that separate, almost 2 seconds that separate him in 4th place right now. So he's got just about all the pace he could possibly have right now. Now it's just a matter of keeping out of the wall and getting through the traffic,
hooking up the first 3 corners and keeping your focus, which is a challenge in itself here in Singapore.
Yeah, the track is as much mental as it is physical. Yeah. And you know, as much as you want to have the pace, you have to be smart about everything. There's not a lot of overtaking, so strategy is king here.
Right.
And
absolutely.
You got to play it like that.
Well, let's take us through the grid then, if you will, Branch.
All right. So we have Julian, quickest man alive, in 1st place, followed by Tom, Julian's teammate Pricey in 3rd, just a second off the pace, followed by Monarch, Shay in 5th, Zonic in 6th, Diddle in 7th, Korn in 8th, Sparks in 9th, and Link of Us rounds out the top 10. After that, we have Ashtube, Beetle, OneBlood, Willens, Bacon, Fast Racing, Gogs, and then the moving chicanes of Pinty and Ivan.
Yeah, not the best start, but hey, let's hope they can gain some ground at the start, Branch.
Yeah, I mean this is a race of attrition.
Definitely. You've got your mechanics building strong cars.
Yep.
Let's hope so. But yeah, a moving chicane is oddly appropriate for the position. You've got your qualification at the moment. But we're all here for fun anyway. As yet, there aren't any cash prizes or anything. And yeah, Matthias is not impressed that he's not studying for this test because Pinty's qualified in last place. So yeah, let's see what happens with tyre strategy. I wonder if anyone will, switch strategy last minute.
Well, Korn has a pretty interesting chance here because he's starting 8th on the medium tires, which is he's not only in the top 10, but he's on the probably preferred strategy to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So, we could see him gain a lot of places. And just looking at the spread of lap times here was 5.5 seconds from first to the last person who put in a time. So
regularly we're only maybe 2 seconds for our divisions. So yeah, it's absolutely astonishing. Although has to be said, we haven't had Julian or Tom join us for a Celeritas race just yet. Maybe not the fairest of measures.
So what? Place up bet. How many people do we think are going to be kicked out of the formation lap?
Oh, yeah, that's a good ask. I will say 5 today.
I mean, it's already tough enough.
So Quinn's just realising who his team members are, which is interesting. So in the chat, just realising that there we have. So Gogs and Beetle, they're driving for the OWP team, and that is now noticeably different from the Audi team there. So that's nice on track. We've got SJT, who's racing alone tonight for Joker, and again changed their livery. It's a little bit clearer on the track for us. That dark blue purple is much different to moving chicane, so that's great for them to do that. But Bacon got lots of time to look at the cars on this formation lap. Bacon racing for Audi. Willan's there. Oh, okay. So OneBlood just getting sideways over the Anderson Bridge. Do you know, it's actually really, really easy to follow the track when you go there in person, even when the race isn't on.
Oh wow!
You can see the evidence. I brought home some Pirelli rubber from the ground and everything. You can see the sheer amount of marbles that melt down onto the surface. Gives you the perfect view of the track as you walk along.
That's pretty cool, actually.
We've got Ash and Lankovas together for Blaze, so they'll be mounting a good defense. Yeah, I was just watching Ash
out of that corner.
Sparks doing well here. Everybody just assembling at the front.
All right, so
Dittel and Zonic are together. Shay and Monica together. So I wonder if there's been any practicing for the teams, or just random chance having everybody together.
Well, the last cars onto the grid now. We're set.
It's lights out and wait ages. It's go at Singapore. They made us wait for it. Julian starts. Oh, there goes one of Pricey. It was, yeah, turned around at the start under traction. Julian lost out to Tom at the start as well, and Zonic gained with Monic up one, Zonic down, and of course Pricey. The biggest problem there for anyone on the track, with 16 places lost at the beginning. So Julian already has a battle on his hand. Further down the grid, look, we've got Monic with Zonic. Dittel getting past Shay, but Shay's going to hold on to the inside line on these tight sequence of corners. Everyone just feeding each other out to the wall. Lots of caution. Good racing so far.
We haven't seen any incidents with drivers quite yet. We saw some go off just trying to avoid people, but no one's been too argy-bargy, as they would say.
No, Bruno's sneaking out of work to watch the race, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, just a move there from was it Shay or Ash? I think Ash just made a move up on the Audi. And the Audi's fighting back with Sparks. He stayed ahead. He's got the next inside line, but the switchback after switchback on this track makes life much difficult. Here comes Sparks. Very unconventional. That's where Massa got it horribly wrong, but that was really close. Respectful racing from those guys. Congratulations getting through there. That was tough.
Right now. Oh, someone's in the pits already. I don't know who that's. Shay.
Okay, yeah, maybe he got a little bit of damage at the start, but the gaps are already opening out. I thought that the cars would stay together, but out at the front, Tom's got away from Julian by 1.3 seconds in one lap. So very impressive from him. Let's go down the grid though, because things are very tight down here. We've got Willans in 13th, Bacon directly behind him. Behind them is Pinty. Pinty's made up a few places. Branch, so he's up to 15th right now.
He's done well so far.
Yeah, and Fast Racing, living up to his name, making up the most places from anybody at the start of this race. So yeah, Shay has dropped back significantly, and so obviously has Pricey, who has pitted early on. I'm guessing there was lots of damage. I hope he's not going to quit on us. No, it looks like he's got back running, so. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we just watched One Blood lose it badly. Sparks turned round. Thankfully, ghosting his on, because that was going to be a horrific accident. So Sparks and One Blood losing it with a couple of corners of each other. Got Bacon making a look at the inside of Willans, but not close enough to make a move. So being cautious. There's lots and lots of action going on. Let's go up the grid to P6 and P5. Dittel close behind his teammate. I think Dittel will be wanting Aspect to let him by here. Dittel's got a lot of pace this stage of the race, so let's see if his teammate lets him by. There's not even a particularly convenient place to let your teammate by here. Potentially on the long straight, blend out in 7th gear or so, just to lose the minimum amount of time. Let's just stay with them.
He's pretty quick. He would have won the Division 2 race had he not wrecked him like halfway through the race, but he's got a lot of pace, and it looks like he's making a move on his teammate right now. Just about the best overtaking opportunity possible. It looks like his teammate let him through. So,
well, a good team racing there from oh dear, I've forgotten their name again. Atlas GP.
Atlas.
Yeah.
So Korn gets the first. Oh, there's a flag. Is there cars around? Looks like Pinty just lost a few places, I think.
Okay, so possibly a mistake from Pinty. I'm just staying here with Korn and the Atlas cars. Yeah, we've got a car ghosting there. Yeah, looks like they may have lost connection. They're still racing, but they've ghosted, so it looks like Monarch perhaps temporary loss of connection. That's promoted Dittel up to P3, which you'll be pleased about. He can go on the hunt for Julian and Tom, who are gapping the field significantly here. Yeah, Monarch's just touring around, ghosted out.
So you got to think at this point, Atlas has got to be the team with the best position right now, 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
Dittel is going up to chase the leaders, I assume. And Zonic, if he can, hold off Korn and keep his team in a pretty good position here, they could be in for a lot of points.
Yeah. Absolutely. These guys racing hard. They're getting settled in their rhythms now. So yeah, good start as we said for fast racing and for Beetle. But Korn is looking in a very good place at the moment. Remember, he's got those medium tyres on, with Beetle behind him as well. So looks like has Zonic made a mistake?
I think so.
Okay, so Zonic has allowed Korn to get by somehow. I'm afraid we missed that. It came out of nowhere, really. I'm going to go down and have a look at Ash and fast racing here. Ash is trying to get a clear view of the track. This is really tough when you've got a ghost car right in your braking zone. And that's allowed fast racing to get close.
Really mess up your braking points if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And
we've got to turn around. It looks like one of the Audis has turned around there, pointing the wrong way.
Or no,
well, Sparks is right down in the order. So maybe Sparks turned it around. Yeah. Big apex cut from Ash. Ash is pushing very hard here to get away from fast racing, but he's going to be getting warnings if he cuts the apexes like that. This is really close stuff here. Fast racing just has to stay with him and wait for an opportunity. There's nothing worse than forcing your way by. Very interesting, very early for Julian. I wonder, is that a hard tyre? No, front wing change.
He might have gone into the wall then.
Yeah,
so that's gonna
okay.
Put him really far back.
Interesting, on the medium, so he didn't opt for the hards. He's probably going to stick with a two-stop strategy. Down in 14th, this is going to be fun to watch him come through the field. Sparks has gone from the session, obviously not getting the indication that it's points for everybody that finishes, so Sparks, a blot on his copybook. I did notice Julian using the pit exit line liberally there. I assume he's escaped a penalty.
I will point out there's Ivan is up in the 10th place now. So he's made
sweet.
Moving up the field, starting in 18th, already up to 10th.
Fantastic, yeah.
Fast racing also up 9 positions into 7th.
Ivan is our sole representative from Croatia. So, yeah. We've got a number of different countries represented, so yeah. You're not the only American, actually. We have Porchy, who his flag is German, but he races out of the US. So
I believe Exotic is also American, right?
Oh, cool. Okay. And we've got Bruno, Maurizio. The whole of SJT racing are all Brazilian.
Yeah, I remember they were gonna go for a Brazilian-esque livery, but I guess they ditched it for what they use now.
Yeah. Here comes Willans. Oh, I've just watched Bacon go wrong.
Oh.
T-bone the barrier, but we'll stay with Willans because he's actioning a pass here on DRS. Gets up the inside of SJT. Fast racing, little bit of wheel banging, but SJT also had DRS from the car ahead of them, and that managed to help him defend that position. Thankfully, nobody made a mistake. You're kidding. Is he toying with the field?
He is in the first sector, in the wall. I don't know
Here
if he
comes
got damage
Willans
from
on the DRS, coming down into turn 8. Little bit of contact. It does look like, in fairness to Willans, that Fast Racing is glitching a little bit, car wiggling around a little there on connection. So Willans makes a move, gets it done for P7. His next target is Ash, who got it all wrong coming out of that turn. So impetus very much with Willans, who gets 2 places inside half a lap. Great racing from him. What are you seeing, Branch?
Well, Ash right there, even though he got passed, you can just see his driving style. He is aggressive. He was keeping his nose in it, even though he didn't really have the corner. That's just the way Ash races.
Yeah, it doesn't yield for anybody, Ash. It made for some absolutely astonishing racing at Monza last week. He was in the middle of everything.
Everything, absolutely everything.
But you say Julian's been having some trouble down there. So just warming up those mediums. This is his first lap out of the pits, and yeah, obviously made a mistake. So I anticipate we'll get some fastest laps out of him soon. Zonic gets a penalty. I think we're going to get a number of penalties tonight.
Ash is heading into the pits now, so we're starting to see some people dive in. Tom,
interesting.
the leader, is also doing
yeah,
this.
it's lap 7, so it's pretty early for those soft tyres to be going off, but it's a long lap and it's a high deg lap. Ash just climbing the curbs there on the way into the pits. So Ash pits down, currently in 13th. We'll see where that brings him out, because Zonic has pitted the same time.
Sector 1, there was some end plate damage that I saw on the front.
It was a piece of,
that was.
I think it was a piece of Atlas car.
Ivan makes the move up into 5th place. What a race he's having right now, but he goes wide a bit.
And he's also on the mediums, so doing amazingly here. Obviously Fast Racing is trying to get by, but Ivan's got it done. Just runs slightly wide there, possibly missed a gear or overran the corner. So he's pushing incredibly hard to keep this 5th place from moving chicane.
And there's a train forming behind him right now. We're seeing some great racing right now. We haven't really seen any barging off or pushing off of the track. It's been a lot of clean, hard-nosed racing right now.
You've got Tom, who has obviously pitted. Tom's elected for the hards, so Tom might be trying to do a one-stop here. So Korn inherits the lead in the Leca in those medium tyres. So he's hoping that we avoid a safety car and he can run his strategy. Choose his tyres next time round.
Tom is getting held up massively. This is an outlap right now. Yeah. So this is really going to hurt his race pace, and he's getting held up really badly right now.
He is not going to be enjoying looking at the back of the OWP. He's going to launch one up the inside, right over the curb.
Ooh, good pass.
So Tom gets the pass done. Yeah. Julian got fastest lap there. So as you spotted, while Tom is navigating traffic, Julian is getting fastest laps. So Julian can now see Tom up the road. He's just got Gogs between them. So this is the journey of our leading drivers, our fastest qualifiers, and their struggles with traffic tonight. No safety cars, so nobody's hit the wall particularly hard just yet.
Yeah, it's been a great race so far.
It really has.
Tom tried to make a move on fast racing just a few corners ago, but got closed out.
Yeah, he's going to have to be patient. As tough as it is, the cost of getting a corner wrong, he takes a nice wide entry to that hairpin, so he'll get better drive out of here. I think they get DRS this way. But yeah, Fast Racing fairly defending here. Tom getting quite aggressive. Yeah, brush the wall. Now Julian's got past Gogs, and Julian can see Tom directly ahead of him.
So this might be the battle for the lead. I don't know how the pit stops will work out right now, but this is essentially the net battle.
This is it, and I think Julian's going to get a double toe on the main straight. Well, the start-finish straight anyway.
He lost a little bit on that last corner, but we'll see.
Tom, look at Tom through that corner. Got it completely wrong. This is the lead battle.
They're going to go 3 wide. They're going to go 3 wide.
Oh! It's all going wrong. Tom spins. Fast Racing has his own problems and manages to hold on there. He was in the middle of that sandwich and got through it okay. Julian will have to wait behind Fast Racing, and Tom tumbles down. That just wasn't on. Here comes Julian down the inside, but it will now be the outside for turn 8, and he's got it done there under DRS. Slightly more patient than Tom, and that's paid dividends for Julian. Wow, what a sequence.
3 wide in Singapore is just something you never want to do, and Tom learned that lesson there.
Wow. Yeah, so Julian has the opportunity to get away.
I'm not sure if Julian had anything to do with it. It looked like Julian may have squeezed Fast Racing, but at the same time they're going 3 wide.
I mean, to my eye, it looked like Julian took completely outside the white lines on the outside of the track, and as they just came together, here he goes past Ivan. As they came together in that first corner, Fast Racing had nowhere to go other than to clatter into Julian. Just that inevitable problem with trying to get 3 drivers into one corner.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
No.
At least one of them should have probably backed out, or not even done the move to begin with, necessarily.
It's all looking very nice for BMW Sauber again. They were first and second in the first race of the championship. 2 completely different drivers, and one of them looking very, very hot at the moment. Pricey's got up to 15th in those hard tyres, so he's in for a long slog of tyre preservation, or he could choose to push and put softs on at the end, I guess. But
well, looking at the penalty situation, there's a lot of guys with 3 seconds. Shea and Monarch both have 5.
Yeah.
So specifically, Julian and Tom both have a 3-second time penalty. Julian is now trying to catch up to Willens.
Just looking up, Monarch getting underneath Lankavas and taking the outside route and making a pass before they get onto the DRS straight. So those Versace's next to each other again in 12th and 13th. Dittel's quite a way down. Dittel put hard tyres on Branch. A good move, or has he given up a lot of track position and pace?
No, I think it's actually probably beneficial for him, because he is not in any dirty air right now. Obviously he's behind Pinty, but he's really not getting held up by him necessarily like Tom and Julian were when they were battling earlier. So the hard tire can probably get them to the end, and near the end of the race is when you're really going to start to see that the pace of that tire.
Looks like Pinty letting them go there.
Yeah.
Unless he
lost traction from him there.
Yeah, it might have lost traction, but it looked generous. Yeah, his tyres are going. I've just watched him go again. So 9-lap-old mediums, those tyres have gone.
He's got to get in there pretty soon.
Yeah. Around he goes.
Yeah, these tyres are just absolutely
moving
gone
chicane, but the Versace did not try and navigate that chicane, just tried to move it out of the way.
They skipped it.
Yeah. Matthias, pleased about the progress of moving chicane, but has perhaps spoken a little bit too soon. He elects not to pit that time round. Branch.
60 car.
Oh!
What happened? I didn't see anything.
No.
I'm not sure what happened. We're seeing some people dive into the pits now.
Yeah, notably Pinty just missed that pit stop. And he is currently behind the safety car. Presumably he can go by. Yeah, he's been let go from the safety car, so he can go round, get a lap done, and get himself pitted. Yeah, because he can't. I'm really surprised he didn't go in at that point. Even if your strategy says 2 more laps, if people are driving into you, it's time to change. But like I say many times, I'm a commentator, not a driver.
I gotta say right now, Ivan. Like, I know he's on my team, but he's in a great position right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Made up lots of places.
Right at the end of his stint, gets the safety car, so he could end up being 8th or 9th on fresh tires.
Yeah, and of course Julian ahead of him is on 6 seconds of penalties. I'm not anticipating that he'll be challenging Julian towards the end, once the pit stops shake out. But this safety car has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons in this race. There's just no there's just no accounting for the strategy now. This is just luck of the draw. Who needed to pit and who didn't. The medium tyre runners must be absolutely overjoyed as we watch Ivan, Tom and Fast Racing all pit together. And of course, if they all pit together like this, it's going to nullify. Yeah, look at this, the top 7 drivers. Korn pits. No, Korn goes through, Branch. So Korn is happy on those hards. Yes, he's already pitted. Wow, this has worked so well for him.
Wow, what a move right there. Diddle has also skipped the pits. Let's see where he comes out. A few drivers coming out ahead of him. He is going to slot into 4th position.
Bear with us on the stream as we are going to struggle to keep up with the changes of fortune on this. Everyone at the front of the race are people that have opted for hards at the moment. As you're just about to say, before I cut you off, Branch, Pricey's made his journey right up.
Yeah, so after spinning immediately on the first lap, he's already back up in the 5th place. So he is probably the greatest beneficiary of the safety car.
Yeah, good call on that front. But I also fancy the fact that Korn had already got rid of those mediums, and of course this is going to help the longevity of anyone on fresh hards, but those hard tyres are notoriously difficult to get switched back on again after the safety car.
Yeah, so I mean, let me take a look at tires real quick. It seems like everyone has put on hard tires aside from Tom and Shay. So Tom, I don't know if he's going to be able to go to the end on those mediums, but I think, you know, I'm wondering, he was on the hard tires, maybe he should have just not gone into the pits there.
I mean, yeah, two-thirds of the race still to run, and I'm not sure that on a typical 2-stop race you're going to get mediums through that point. It all depends, though, of course, how long the safety car runs for and whether anybody loses it after the safety car, which would not be the first time something like that has happened on our channel.
Yeah. So Pricey, he is in 5th place, but we also have to mention he's on 9-lap-old hards already, so unlikely he'll be able to get them all the way to the end. He may have to make another stop, maybe for softs at the end, but maybe we could see him make up a few places and just try to cruise along until he's able to gets that pit stop. Yeah.
So we've lost Bacon and One Blood and Sparks. So we've lost the entire Audi team, who will get 0 points tonight. I'm scratching my head on that one. I'm pretty sure Bacon hit the barrier, but it didn't look so hard that...
Yeah,
unless he was the one that triggered the safety car. He'll let us know, because he usually joins in our chat on one of the channels. Maybe you can try and get hold of him for us and see if he'll have a chat with us on the stream, find out what went wrong for Bacon. Because we're going to go around with the safety car again.
I'll see if I can get a hold of him.
Awesome. So Bruno is racing from the US as well, he tells us on the stream, but he's representing Brazil. We also have a driver who uses the Icelandic flag, but apparently drives out of the UK. Okay, Bacon says he hit the bridge. He hit the bridge and DNF'd. So maybe it was him as the most recent DNF there that actually triggered our safety car. So
I just got word. I asked Bacon, do you want to do an interview on stream? And he said, no, I'm living with myself.
We can't compel our drivers. We're not able to fine them or give them license points. I'm considering that as a rule suggestion. But here's OWP colour scheme, looking resplendent in the Singapore lights, and of course the Lecker team, the yellow and blue team, looking great right now in this stage of the race.
Yeah, they've really put themselves in a great position. I mean, you could say that they could probably go to the end on the tires that they're on right now. So
yeah, it's been a torrid time for Bacon lately on our Celeritas races, whether that's Formula C or his divisional race. He's ruining all manner of difficulties. Really looking forward to a change in fortunes for Bacon. Lights are out on the safety car, Branch. I'm going to watch along, I think, with Willans in 3rd place and get an idea about Korn and when he decides to go.
I'm going to stick a little bit farther down the field, see if I can catch anything
that's
happening.
Lots of penalties at the front end of the grid here at the moment. Korn still weaving, but we're not quite up to the end of the lap here into the yellow DHL section. Just going under the Singapore Flyer. Korn still waiting there, stacked. Oh dear me, and Willans almost gets it completely wrong there. But Korn goes, forcing Beetle to defend. We've got Julian making a move into turn 1, getting it done past one of the Atlases. Pricey trying the same trick. It's really a Noah's Ark grid at the moment with Pricey in the middle of 3 cars, Julian getting by other drivers, and I think, is it Tom getting quite aggressive out there as well?
Tom has gained 6 positions.
Whoa,
in the first 3 corners. He's going to get a lot more. Beetle's off the track. Big time sideways move there. Oh, Julian and Wills Julian's in the wall. There's a huge melee going on right now.
Yeah, Julian is just trying to hang on here because he's yet again got Tom right behind him. So Julian and Tom very confident, as is Pricey on those cold tyres. We've seen people make mistakes after safety cars, but these guys getting aggressive. They know it's now or never. Down the inside launches Julian. No, that didn't work, and Tom is going to get by. Yeah, DRS open.
And Korn, while all this is happening,
Julian trying again. This is really tense. I'm just waiting for everything to go wrong. The cars scream over the camera there on the curb, and you've got Dittle defending from Tom.
My goodness, this is tight.
Yeah, the BMW Salvas together again. So I imagine Julian can take a breather. He's not going to get punted off by his teammate. Here comes Tom though, down the start-finish straight, directly behind the Atlas GP car. He's going to try and do the move without DRS on the brakes. Yeah, got it done. Did go over the apex a little bit. I wonder if that is going to give him an extra warning, but he's now straight onto Willans. Yeah.
Will has been, his pace has been slow, but it's helping out his teammate because he's been holding up everyone so much. It's allowing his teammate to pull a gap right now. A bit of a team play.
But they don't have DRS. Willans going to the inside. It looks like Julian's got by Dittle in the background. Oh, Tom got it done around the outside of turn 8. Yeah, it was really good.
He's going down the inside of Dittle. He's lost it a bit. They're battling a lot back there now.
So costing themselves time. It looks like Beetle in recovery mode has got an overlap on Pricey. That nearly went very wrong. These guys, Pricey turns around as we ride on board. Pricey turns it round straight into the barrier. Yellow flag and down to the bottom there, where joining the moving chicane drivers who presumably have pitted just off the safety car. So all went wrong for Pricey again. He's going to be fuming at the end of this.
He is up in 3rd.
Okay, excellent stuff from Julian. He's now hunting down Tom, who's got away from him quite considerably. But as you were saying earlier, Branch, Korn was just making hay.
Yeah, but
Beetle goes round again. Just saved it, but sideways out of one of the last corners. It's all kicking off. So Willans defending from Dittle.
Cut the track. A bit of track there.
Yeah, Dittle goes through. Dittle forced to defend.
He's defending well.
Are we going to get DRS down this straight? Yeah, it looks like Will's got the DRS. Tries to go the inside. Dittle wasn't expecting it. Just had to back out, but Dittle holds the inside firm.
On brakes. Oh my goodness.
But this Will's going to try and get it round the inside. That's going to switch back the next corner.
Fantastic by Dittle right there. That is just
putting his car
places to keep it on the outside.
Yeah, putting his car in all the right places at all the right times, and that was fantastic. Beetle getting now aggressive on Willans, whose momentum has been lost as Dittle gets away from him.
The giant lead that Korn had has just disappeared in the course of the lap. Tom is
good call. Yeah, there's Tom. within DRS and hungry for more.
He's on those fresh mediums, so he is essentially the fastest car on track right now.
Yeah, and he wants to get away from Julian. So let's look at those penalties one more time, because I've just watched Tom go straight over an apex and he's racked up 8 seconds.
He's gotta get a bit of a gap, obviously, to Julian.
Yeah,
but he's got to get around corn first before he does that.
But he wasn't very patient last time, and it cost him. So he's now waited for the start-finish straight. Gets the inside line, DRS. This is going to be done just ahead of the braking zone. Keeps it within the boundary of the track, and there is first place for Tom. We were expecting it. He now needs to get away as fast as he possibly can from the hunting Julian, whose next target is that corn between them. Well, yeah, so take a breath.
That was a fantastic restart.
Further down, I'm just going to look at Shea. Yeah, you spotted the same thing I did. Shea underneath Will, who's going to defend again into 8. Little rub of wheels, but Rubin's Racing branch.
Really struggling right now. He was in 2nd place. He's fallen all the way to 7th now.
Yeah. Surprising, but I think it's possibly that problem of twitching the hards on that some drivers really struggle with after a safety car.
Yep. It's starting to get heated up now. But
yeah. Shea doing well here. I think, started middle of the grid and up to P6. Relative. Got Pinty, 3-second penalty for Pinty. He's a long way back at the moment.
Yeah.
P16.
He hasn't retired.
No, indeed.
Julian is just about 2nd behind Korn now, so.
Okay, we'll have a look at that. I just want to see Lankabas and Gogs. So those guys very, very close here. Down at 10, 11, 12th. Yeah, I'll check in with Julian though, because I imagine he's about to go past his heat. No, he wasn't quite close enough in the start-finish straight. So probably wait for the next set of turns to make that move. Lots of DRS open down the main straight. Nobody close enough to make a move. Ash gone off, did you say? Here comes Julian on corn. Oh wow, I've just switched off from him to watch Julian go past Korn for the 2nd place on the podium. But yeah, problem down there for Lankavas.
Both? What team is that? Is that Audi or is that a different team?
Lankavas is Blaze, I believe.
So you have Blaze, both drivers spinning at different points of the track.
No, you don't need to be worried about Audi tonight. They've already both retired.
Yeah. So now
Monarch gets past Zonic. So it's a great stage of the race here for the Versace cars. They're really enjoying these hard tyres.
Yeah, they're looking really good right now. So, Ash is out of the race.
Goes.
Did he just retire in the pits?
Well, that's not to be expected. If it was in the pits, then it's a voluntary retirement.
Yep.
So another place for moving chicane. I do wonder if all of our drivers are completely familiar with the rules here still.
Yeah. It's just as this goes on, it'll get a little bit better.
Yeah. Pricey was just knocking in some fastest laps as he enjoys being out of all the traffic.
And just picks up another penalty. That's going to hurt his race a lot.
Absolutely. Let's check in the penalty situation now. The tyres are sort of stable for a few minutes. So Julian is in 2nd, but a net 1st because of Tom's penalties. It's early days. It's still lap 19. Still a fair distance to go on this race. And Julian looking good at the moment for the win. Korn might make it if he can stay with these guys and the penalties stay as they are.
He has definitely struggled on pace so far, but you have to remember that Tom is on those medium tires, which are going to fall off, and I don't even know if he's going to be able to get them necessarily to the end.
No.
So we could see him pit fairly soon.
Yeah.
Or maybe he'll try and get a little bit longer and hop on the softs for the last few laps.
Just looking down there, Lankavas on his recovery drive, he's come up to just behind Ivan So I anticipate Lankavas will be trying to make a pass pretty soon. Right in that tricky middle sector where there's not a lot of passing opportunities, and it's so easy to get it wrong. Ash says check Discord. I wonder if Ash is willing to chat about his retirement. Crashed. He said I can't watch a retirement during the race. Ash, let me know if you can. Says something about entry crash, so possibly hit the pit wall or something.
Oh, he sent a video that says why I retired.
Yeah. Here comes Lankavas closing out this lap and hoping to stick with Ivan, but Ivan's got away a little bit. A 4/10, 3/10 gap heading down the start-finish straight. Ivan defends, wants to hold on to that position, and Lankavas can't get by on this time.
Julian just got a 3-second time penalty.
Oh no. So Korn just needs to keep this clean. Yeah.
Yeah, but Korn, his pace is also falling off a bit now. He's not even...
Pretty significant contact down there between Lankavas and Ivan as Lankavas went around the outside, but he got the move done, and no obvious penalties. Lankavas driving clean so far, as is Monarch, who is also up close behind the Lecker, this time of Willans. So it's the same. Monarch's trip up the grid continues on these hard tyres. He's really enjoying the setup at the moment. Looks to be having better pace from the other cars around him.
Yeah, that's the thing about this track, is that, you know, a lot of these guys, obviously qualifying was on softs for most of the drivers. Now they're having to go to the complete opposite side of the spectrum, and you really get to learn where the pace is at. Interesting.
Okay, this is your closest battle on the grid on the grid at the moment. Those gaps just opened up again after that really frantic post-safety car period. But given that this is a street track with concrete walls all around, you never know when someone's going to make a mistake. AshTube in the chat, let us know, mate, if you're willing to have a chat with us. More than happy to talk with you. If you're finishing up being upset, then no worries. and you can't resist swearing, then maybe wait till you've had a breather and a drink, perhaps. Monarch didn't manage to get the job done there, but he's sticking with Willans, and he's being patient, which is something I quite like to see after the frenetic action we've had this last weekend on Celeritas. Like I say, if you want to watch races with pass after pass after pass, then check out our Monza races last weekend. They were something else.
Yeah,
I don't know how Zonic got the highlights as short as he did from Division 2.
Yeah, that Division 2 race was fantastic. And I didn't get to. I think I watched the Division 1 race. I don't think we streamed the Division 3 race. But,
I think Lankavas has just got by Gogs down there. So he's on a recovery. Oh, Monarch just loses traction on the way out. So that's he was really close. So maybe a little bit of dirty air, maybe just slight overspeed in the corner. Another penalty for Dittle. They're really racking up at the top end of our grid, which is going to mean it's going to be really hard for us to know who's winning and losing.
Yeah.
So Monarch's driving with a damaged front wing. Twins in the chat tells us. Is that an end plate missing?
Right end plate missing. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, it's like half there, I think.
Okay, yeah. So a small amount of damage, but good catch from Twins there. Thanks for that on the chat. We really rely on that with our audience watching along.
Yeah, we see a lot of things, but we don't see everything. So.
But also black wings on tarmac with tyres behind them can be a difficult thing to see. So far, Monarch and Lankavas, despite Monarch getting an end plate damage, still driving without a penalty. So props to them. They're doing great. Things are stabilised a little bit. I can see Beetle quite close to Dittle up there at the sharp end, 4th and 5th.
Yeah, the battle for the lead's actually pretty interesting right now, because Julian obviously has 2 seconds less penalties, and he's behind by 2.4. So he is really just trying to make up that few tenths or so.
Yeah, yeah.
And the question still remains is if Tom is going to be able to take those tires to the end.
It definitely does.
Point,
yeah, I don't know if he's managing that gap very carefully, or surely he's on a really conservative tyre run here if he's going to try and get another 9 laps out of those tyres.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to do it while putting in fast times, because Julian behind him is not gonna let up.
No, and doesn't need to pit. Beetle, we've seen Beetle with his creative lines, and he knows the tracks inside out, and he knows everywhere that the strict rules apply and where some of them don't. So he's definitely our most creative racing line driver in Celeritas over the past few races that I've seen. Monarch is still staring at the back of that Lecker car, can't get through. I know it's a source of frustration for our livery designers that we can't see the logos they've carefully put on the cars. They can all see their liveries, but yeah, he is super close. I fancy he's got a chance through here. A defend will on the inside. He's going to try and hang out on the outside and then do the switch back. Hasn't quite got the pace. Runs into the back of Willans, just helps him around the corner. Not really nudge. Reduced damage paying off there for Monarch. I don't think you get away with that with sim damage.
No, I don't believe so. Yeah, that would most likely be it. No more front wing.
Now they've got to contend. Will's got to contend with a ghosted moving chicane. I think, is that Pinty letting them past? Or is it just the ghost? Yeah, okay. It's still useful if lapped cars can let people by, because they don't. Apparently ghost cars still give off dirty air, which was something I learned last week, yeah. Beetle's still as close to Dittle as Monarch is here to Willans, and no difference in the pace at the front. I wonder who's playing with who when it comes to the top two there. Is Julian just holding station and waiting for Tom's tyres to go, or is Tom just staying far enough away from Julian?
Yeah, their pace is almost identical at this point.
Really interesting.
You gotta wonder when Tom's tires are gonna start to fall off, because it's gotta be any second now.
Yeah, yeah.
Lenkovas right on the back of Fast Racing now. It looks like he could make a move down the straight here, as Fast Racing is also saving energy right now.
Okay. So, getting a nice wide exit here. Taking to the outside, long way round of that kink.
Easy.
For 7, yeah, really easy. So that must be, as you say, the difference in ERS deployment as well as the DRS, because that was a lot easier than we've seen other cars making moves.
Yeah, and that's just experience of a higher div driver right there. Lenkovas saved up his ERS while Fast Racing was using it to keep away. When Fast Racing was out of it, Lenkovas just went right past him.
Yep.
Oh, and Will lost it a bit. Monarch has damage now.
Was it Monarch again there with the front wing? Another impact on that front wing while Will gets in his way.
Yeah, and he's lost the left end plate completely now.
Right. Okay, so that's going to be affecting him. Will he see difference in the balance and the tyre usage?
Oh yeah. You'll immediately start to affect it. It's going to create a lot of understeer.
The only good thing for him is it is the inside tyre on the majority of the corners around here. So majority of the corners are left-hand corners, where you're relying on the outside tyres to grip. So that will help him a little bit.
Yeah, but he's already starting to lose some pace to Will, so it's obviously affecting him already.
Really struggling to readjust.
I don't know who that would be. Oh, I believe it's Ivan. He's missing both end plates now.
Okay, wow. So I've just seen Julian dropping back a little there. He's lost almost a second in those last 2 laps from Tom, and I don't anticipate that's going to be tyres. I wonder if it's just a misjudgment somewhere, a drop in focus perhaps?
Possibly, yeah. I'm surprised actually. He was so far ahead of the field in qualifying. I'm surprised he's not really having a pace here.
Yeah. race pace is different. Managing different sets of tyres. Dittle's pushing hard. I just watched him lock up into the hairpin. So they've both got DRS though. I don't quite see how.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just wondering why Dittle had DRS. He's 1.4 seconds behind Korn.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a really good question. Maybe the stewards just decided to give him a little bit of a helper. It looks like Julian might actually just start to be losing pace here. He's already at 3.6 behind Tom now.
Yeah, really interesting. Wonder if he's been pushing hard on those tyres. But
I mean, yeah, I'm extremely surprised.
Yeah.
You know, I really expected it to be almost the opposite of where Tom would start falling off, and we would start to see Julian's pace pick up a little bit with those hard tires just hitting their window, but it's seeming to not do that.
It is interesting. I wonder what's going on with Julian at this point. I don't think anyone's passing any form of traffic at this point. But here's your third, fourth and fifth drivers, all in a line down the long straight there. Beetle using DRS, staying with Dittle. Not close enough to make that move work. But he kind of had to choose a different line to avoid running into Dittle there. Yeah, Dittle typically has having good pace, but yeah, those last few laps have gone quickly. So as you say, 5 to go, 5 complete laps to go anyway, and Julian drifting away from Tom, and I think it's probably a good time to look at penalties and try and work out where everybody sits. I think, yeah, for the most part, our top 3 are going to stay the same if they can avoid any further penalties. And major problems. Yeah.
Or 2 maybe.
Yeah, indeed. So Dittle could do with getting away from Beetle, but Beetle just keeps catching that DRS and staying just close enough.
Yeah, it's also not going to help that he's got some dirty air of Korn.
Yeah.
To deal with, and he's just at that window of space where the dirty air is really affecting you.
I'm seeing some corrections from Julian here coming out of the corners. It really does seem like his tyres are not in great shape.
I wonder if maybe he just was really trying to push hard to catch up to Tom, and in the process of that just absolutely ruined his tyres.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the pace right now, and Tom, you know, he must have saved his tyres up a little bit better than Julian did. And
they're on about the same amount of ERS. So managing their ERS very similarly here. Just thought I'd check in with their telemetry and have a look at that in case that was accounting for their difference, but it's not. So far, I think for Tom, using third to pull out of that hairpin, but treating those tyres gently, and nothing dramatic on board with Tom at the moment.
Yeah, he's really just keeping it clean.
He really
is,
yeah.
To make sure he gets around the corners.
Very slow out of the corners, so he knows what he's doing with these tyres.
Yeah, this is kind of what I did in Italy. You know, once you get that lead, you just kind of want to just make sure you're keeping on the track. Obviously, any 3-second penalty he gets would put him in second place at this point.
Yeah, and
so
he went quite close quite close to it. Yeah, just skipping over those apexes. But he clearly feels quite comfortable, and these tyres are... He's living with these tyres right now.
Yeah, Dittle is... he's trying to get past Korn here. That would help him in terms of getting away from Beetle. Beetle's already a second and a half back.
He has got away. So a fight to hold on to fourth at this stage in the race for Dittle. Given those 2 seconds of penalties, it's not inconceivable he gets past Korn and can drift away. Just about enough time, potentially, if he's got that pace.
To get it done in the next 2 laps.
Yeah.
Because Korn's pace struggled at the very beginning of the restart when Tom and Julian were able to sneak past him, but since then he has held his line. Hasn't really dealt with much penalties, and it's helped him out.
Yeah. So again, Pricey down there in 13th at the moment, but pretty close behind Goggs. We'll have a look at Pricey and see if he's getting by. I'm sure he's got more hot lap pace here than Gogs, but of course we've seen some inconsistency from Pricey tonight.
He's spun twice, just not really had that great of a race for himself.
Comes up the inside using DRS. This is for 12th place.
Great move.
There will be points on offer for 12th, so good for him.
I am noticing now Julian, he's closing the gap.
Okay, wow. So we could have a race to the end. It's quite possible. Keep an eye on that gap for everybody on the stream. Yeah, this has been a dramatic race in different portions, and we seem to have had almost a kind of group panic and then a group calm going on in waves through this race.
And Diddle's still struggling to get past Korn now.
He's going to make that easier though with Korn. He did, yeah, really dived. I thought Korn had got it all wrong, but that looked deliberate.
I think it was deliberate. It might have also just been a mixture of both. He might have lost it and just kept it down there.
Yeah.
So Diddle has not been able to get past him.
No, I don't think Diddle's going to be able to rescue this podium.
It looks like he's gotten out of the rear range of Beetle now.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, if memory serves me right, that Atlas had a good race in our round one. So I think he'll do well just to keep the car pointing in the right direction, keep the pressure on Korn, but perhaps not get too greedy. There's little point passing him at this point, or should I say, there's dittle point passing him at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tyre smoke from Korn and stopping it for the hairpin. Tom's extended that gap again.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Julian
so
picked it up to a bit, but he's starting to fall back again.
Monarch's got the car up to P8 with clean penalties, and he's gonna make several places there. Look at the penalty difference between Monarch in 8th, Willands in 7th, and Shea. So Monarch could potentially look at a P6 here.
You're looking at a P6, yeah.
There's a big gap between 5th and 6th, but yeah.
So he's keeping it clean is generally looked like it's looking like the best strategy right now.
Definitely,
yeah. We're definitely going to make up some positions just by not having any penalties.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think that will see Versace Couture go have a really good race out of this. Diddle getting really close there, perhaps slightly too close, because what's he doing in 7th? Holding the car in 7th. I'm not quite sure what that's about, unless he's got a gearbox issue stopping him going into 8th, but he didn't use 8th gear down the main straight.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Korn, he was right on the back of him, and now he's not quite making that time up now.
Let's have a look down there. Yeah, Will and Monarch and Shea. So Shea
on the outside. Diddle just got a penalty. That's going to hurt him a lot.
Oh.
Shea makes the pass, and Monarch is right on the back of his teammate. Almost ran into the back of him there.
Yeah, Monarch really needs to just be patient here. If Shea recognises his teammates behind him, he might let him go. There, look, he goes. Yeah. Good team racing from Versace, because I think Monarch has got a chance here to get past Will, regardless of penalties, but I guess there's not a lot of point pushing it at this point. It's lap 30, one complete lap to do for Tom.
Had a bit of a snap.
Yeah. So Monarch doing a fantastic job at this point in the race. Really commendable. But yeah, Dittle up to 14 seconds of penalties. Is it just grabbing too much apex around these soft curbs?
That, and there's a lot of places where there's runoff area that you can very easily just take too much of.
Right.
If you're going just a little bit wide. Yeah, at this point in the race, when these tires are really off, you're going to get a lot of understeer, a lot of oversteer, and it's hard. It's tough to keep the car on the track when you have worn tires like this.
Yeah. Here comes Monarch. He's too far back to make a move into turn 1. Might be able to close in to make a move in turn 7, 8.
Tom just going under the bridge right now. He's managed to get out Julian beautifully.
So Tom's a long way up in front here, isn't he? You're right. He has driven a very sensible sort of latter third of the race here. Wasn't without incident and without drama in the middle, but strategy was worked out, and the underlying pace of our front two drivers has been really something of a different league. But remember, these drivers can only drive a maximum of 8 races in Formula C. I hope they make those 8 races they race together, and they agree to race together. But yeah, really interesting. So for Cyan Racing, a debut win looking very likely here for Tom. Rounding the final corner, fireworks going off, gets his penalty paid, takes the win. Julian in second place. Korn, will he hold on track to get that third place? It's looking good. So for CLES eSports, Korn gets third and Dittel fourth. I'm not sure Dittel will hold on. We'll see Beetle cross the line. Yeah, he does. So Willans is coming in. Wow. Beetle will be absolutely gutted at that gap at the end. Absolutely.
And you know, I noticed at the end, Beetle actually crossed the line off the track. He went a bit wide at the end of there, so I wonder if he could have actually made the pass had he not made a mistake at the end there. So
Will gets 7th because Monarch overlaps him. Lankovas gets 8th on track with Shea just behind. Shea lost lots and lots of places in those last few laps. I wonder if his tyres went off. Zonic, 10th place for Zonic in the Atlas. Pricey, double recovery up to 11th in the BMW Sauber. Gogs coming round the last few corners here to hopefully take 12th. We're going to be waiting a long time for your teammates. No, the race is timed out.
Well, that was a great race. It was a little bit more quiet at the end of the race, but I think that was just a bit of a break for us after the hectic few first 15 laps we had.
Absolutely, and that period after the safety car was really tough to catch everything. But here's Tom. One of the more tasteful dances we've seen. Lifts the trophy for Cyan. So he's obviously got different sponsors on his race suit. There's Julian. Both these drivers were debuting with us tonight, and yeah, the other drivers will be hoping that they're not going to stick around. But great pace from our drivers here, and really good result for.
Yeah, and you know, before Tom was able to pull that bit of a gap, they were next to each other. Just they couldn't get away from each other, just magnetized, and it created a lot of great moments. Obviously, they went three wide going into turn 1. That might have been my favorite moment of this race.
Definitely, yeah. But Tom takes the win. Julian in second place and Korn in third. Confusing me slightly with his colour scheme of his suit matching the Atlas GP of Dittel in fourth. Beetle gets 5th place with Monarch in 6th. We say great drive really from Monarch, the only clean driver up there. 7th for Willans, Lankovas, Shea, Zonic. Pricey got fastest lap in 11th place as things shook out. With Gogs, Fast Racing, Ivan, Pinty, and then our retirees Ashtube, Bacon, One Blood and Sparks. Julian's left the session. Be great if we can try and have a quick chat, maybe with one of our podium sitters if they're willing, but it's getting relatively late, so we may not get anybody. Looks like a bit of chat going on in the Discord. Not quite following everything. Julian saying next time he'll have his pedals with him.
Tom said he'll join us, so I'll.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Get him in.
Excellent stuff. So let us know in the chat any questions for our podium drivers. What did you think of the race?
I mean, that was a lot of action for Singapore. We saw a lot less retirements than I was actually expecting. It was less of a race of attrition. There was some really great battling. Not a lot of over aggressive racing. Everyone was being respectful. Everyone was giving space.
Yes.
There was a few racing incidents, but at the end of the day, that's going to happen at a track like this. And yeah, all the drivers just had put in great performances.
Yeah, I think to get to the end there without significant damage, one safety car, but I think it's credit to our drivers to get around and complete the race. It's a long old race, really trying on the concentration levels and the focus. So well done to them. Lots of congratulations going on in the chat and on the Discord, which is great to see for our podium. 3 different drivers from different teams. Second winner from 2 races as well. So I was glad also to see we had a nice competitive run towards the end there, because it was looking a little bit foreboding at the qualifying. Yeah.
All right, Tom, I think I can get in here now.
Okay, Tom, it'd be good for you to just, anyone joining us for the first time, make sure that your audio settings are set to share on your party settings, and then everyone can hear you, and it's not just me and Branch. Yeah.
Let's see. Where is
he? He is, mate. Yeah, Tom HC.
I added him as a friend, but he's not on my friends list.
It seemed to take a while for me today trying to set up the host conditions and all the invites. It seemed to take a little while to come in.
Let's see, I wonder if I can just search his gamer tag, possibly.
Yeah, that was quite something with the race. I got a good view of the fireworks, which sadly, when I attended the race in person, I didn't see any of the fireworks because I was on the grandstand on the start-finish straight, and we knew there was a Red Hot Chili Peppers gig coming up, so I had to get out of our seats, and it was an incredibly long walk to get from under the grandstand all the way around the track to the other side where all the music gigs were happening, and I didn't see a single thing. And man, was it hot after that as well. But it was a great gig. It was really, really fun. Tom, have you joined us? Say hi.
Hi guys.
Hey Tom, that was a great showcase of driving skill and concentration. Take us through the race from your perspective.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I'm still sweating a little bit, but I tried some fun. Yeah, so I didn't have a good quali at all. I got my first lap invalidated, and then my second one I spun going onto the finish straight. But
I hate to say we were following you when those 2 things happened.
Oh no!
Everyone told me I should watch out for your pace, so that's exactly what I did.
I was hoping you would miss those.
Yeah, but you got one lap in at the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That put me P2, so it was actually really good because it's such a difficult track to overtake, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So then the race start, of course, got a really good start.
Yeah.
And immediately went into P1. I was planning to do the soft-hard strategy. I usually prefer the one-stop anyways because of the traffic, especially on this track. Like I said, it's so hard to overtake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get that one-stop and you don't end up in traffic. And in theory, the two-stop is faster, but it often doesn't work out that way on track.
Yeah. And
well,
you go ahead, Branch.
You came out of that first pit stop and you were stuck behind. You were stuck in a train essentially, kind of hurting your pace coming out of the outlap. Talk us through like what your mentality was for getting through that.
Yeah, I think that you're very eager to get past, of course, because you want to put your pace to use. But if you're too eager, that's when you start making mistakes. You just have to be patient and wait for the straights. And perhaps it's very nice to save ERS, but if you need to use your ERS to get past, just use it, because being stuck behind is not going to result in anything good. So I really tried to be patient, and that actually worked out quite well until the incident happened. I don't know if you got it on stream.
We saw some contact, certainly.
Yeah, I have not yet looked at that myself, so I don't know if I perhaps went too far to the right, but while driving, of course, it feels like you got taken out, so I was quite frustrated at that.
Yeah.
Was like I will go on. You never know what happens with. Like I was probably able to get like high up in the standings even with the wing damage I got from that. So it's like I will carry on anyway, just see what happens. Then the safety car came out, but it was like at such a bad time because the mediums can only go around like 18, 19 laps.
Yeah.
And going on to mediums at that time was like 22 laps. So I had no other option basically than to try and make the mediums last. And that
we were amazed at the condition your mediums still seem to be looking in relative to the rest of the field at the end of the race. Because, of course, when you come out on mediums and the rest of the field come out the pits on hards, we think you've potentially made a strategic error and you have to pit again. But it actually looked like your tyres were healthier than Julian's towards the end of the race. Your car looked a lot more secure on the track.
I think I've shortly talked to Julian. I think he had some issues with his pedals because I was only driving at 50% of like my max. I was driving so slow to preserve them.
Yes.
And I think he would have caught up if he didn't have those issues.
And it was difficult to avoid those penalties tonight, was it?
Yeah, it was. The track limits around there are quite strict, and especially I got a few whilst overtaking people as well. So it was difficult to keep it clean, but I might be able to get those 5 seconds removed because those were on pit entry and there was basically no contact. I didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything. It must have been like nothing. So
wow.
If other people get their penalties removed, I would be able to get those off. Sure.
I mean, we have that facility when you've got the evidence in front of you. Absolutely. I'm sure it's not your first league win, but it was great to watch you driving today. Congratulations and well done, and welcome to Celeritas.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, guys.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you again, Tom. Well done. Congratulations.
Sure thing. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, confident about those mediums and really made them work. But I hope it's not gamesmanship just telling the rest of the field he was driving at 50% branch towards the end there. Hopefully, I think Julian, I'm not sure how he will pronounce his name, might be on his way to join us. That was great to talk to Tom. If you have a question for anybody, let us know. But it's been a lot of fun seeing everyone in action tonight. Really getting used to these new cars and all the new liveries. I'm sure it'll become normal very soon. And I hope you're all enjoying Formula C by Celeritas. This is, like I say, points for every finisher. 3 driver teams. Relatively short season in this period, and then I think we'll probably rationalise all the seasons together. Branch, are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry, I had my mic muted for a second. I was actually saying that it's kind of unfortunate because when you watch Formula One, Martin Brundle's never struggling to figure out what team he's watching. So it doesn't help that we don't know the team names yet, but we'll get there eventually.
We will, yeah. And of course, if you're struggling, we do have an introduction video which is already out of date with the new liveries. So it looked like we're going to have to re-edit that video, and some of the drivers have changed as well. But yeah, it looks like we might be nearing the end of the stream now, Branch. I don't think anybody else is desperate.
Yeah.
Okay. It's getting quite late on my end here, so we'll probably wrap it up there. It was great to talk to our race winner, and hopefully we'll talk to Julian next time. Congratulations to all the finishers tonight, and thanks, Branch, for stepping into the commentary and keeping things impartial with regard to moving chicane.
Thank you. Yeah. They finished the race and they picked up points, so that's all I really want.
Good stuff. Well, yeah. I guess you'll probably be back in the driving seat next week.
Let me take a look. I don't know where are we at next? Hungary. So yeah, I think I'll probably end up racing Hungary.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll look forward to that, and I'll probably have someone else unsure of the team colours next week in the commentary team. So I'll try and make sure I'm absolutely on it this time. Well, guys, thanks so much for the engagement in the chat and in the Discord, and thanks for the racing. Thanks for spending your Tuesday evening with us, and yeah, it's been a great race. Race 2 of Formula C, and we'll look forward to race 3 next week, same time. And we'll catch everyone on the next race day.
All right.